Hey guys, what is going on? This is Cardinal5, and today I'm bringing you guys another Flashback Legend review. This time we're going to be talking about the closer, Billy Wagner. There's actually two Billy Wagners in the game. This video is going to mainly focus on the Astros one, but I will talk about the Mets one as well. They are very similar, but I'll go ahead and kind of include them both. But when I'm in the game, I'm going to be using the Houston one. But in order to obtain these cards, first I'll show you... see whatever I find first. The Mets. Alright, so for the Mets, you conquer the Mets, you command the Mets, and you get them. That's all you do. But however, the Mets, this is the best reward you get for commanding, and he does take 2,000 innings, and you will get a 92 overall Billy Wagner from the Mets. Now, this is the Billy Wagner. It was a little bit later in his career. He was still a really good pitcher and still threw up to 97. But this Billy Wagner is a little bit different than the Houston one, if we can find that. Astros, where are the Astros? Here are the Astros. So again, to get this Billy Wagner, the Astros one, you conquer him. You command him by racking up innings. I'm not sure the exact amount. I know it's not 2,000. I think it might be 1,000 or 1,250 or something. And then you get the 93 overall Billy Wagner. So he's 1 point higher than the other Billy Wagner. And this is a little bit earlier in his career when he threw a little bit harder. So yeah, you actually get this one by embodying. The other one you get by commanding. So a little bit different. You got to rack up the innings, and then you got to feed Astros to your creative player. So let's look at some stats, and let's look at their attributes. So far I've used the Houston one more than the Mets, but I've used both, so I feel like I have a pretty good opinion on both of them. So this is the Astros one, and I don't even know if the other one will be in here or not, but if not, I'll show you guys his attributes too. This guy, Billy Wagner, for the Astros, those a 4-seam slider, 2-seam change. Per nines are almost maxed out. And even look at his fielding, he's got good arm strength. And if you looked at his individual pitches, you'll see that he has good velo and break on almost all of them. Good card overall. The only downside to it, I would say, is his walks per nine and control is not the greatest. But if you use analog or meter and you're good at executing your interface, you can get good results and good placement of your pitches. It's a little bit tougher though. I'll show you my stats of this Billy Wagner. Okay, I have a 2.43 ERA, 0.69 WHIP. Lefties are only hitting .066. So he's absolutely destroying lefties, but I use him against righties, and he does pretty well too. I mean, that's a pretty good ERA. 40 innings I've used him, and in those 40 innings I have 47 strikeouts to 6 walks. He has allowed 6 home runs, which is a decent amount. Let's see, 12 holds, 22 hits, all this other stuff, not as important. But as you see, I've had some pretty good success with Billy Wagner. Let's see, we got Chris Sale right under him too. I'm curious to see Chris Sale's ERA. Chris Sale has a little bit higher ERA. Is there anyone else we can compare him to? Chapman. As you can see, I have a better ERA than Chapman actually with Wagner. Wade Davis got a better ERA with him. Diekman. So as you can see, Wagner is one of my better relievers. Even Neshek. And then we're going to show you guys the other Billy Wagner as well. I want to show you guys his attributes. Don't want to miss out because I do want to fill you in on him. He is a 92 overall. 85 hits per 9, 95 K per 9. And you look at velo and break, 86, 90, control 68. So if we're looking at these two cards here, this Billy Wagner, the Astros one, has better hits per 9, better K per 9, but has worse control and then walks per 9. This one, again, his K per 9 is still solid at 95, but his hits per 9 is almost 8 to 9 points lower. His walks per 9 is at 80, so that's, I think, 17 points higher, and his control is 5 points higher. He throws the same pitches. He's not going to throw his fastball as hard. It's only going to max out, I want to say, 97. And then this Wagner right here can throw up to 99. So those are the main differences. If you like pitchers with better control, you might like this Wagner. They're both very, very similar though. So next we're going to show you guys some gameplay footage and try to give you guys some tips. And I want to show you guys what his pitches looks like and all that. So stay tuned for that. Alright guys, so here's the gameplay kit when I use Wagner. This is when I was actually facing Logan, so really good hitter, and he actually hit Wagner pretty well in both the games we played. But I just want to show you guys what I like to do against Wagner, especially against righties, is start off stuff high and away, whether it's a changeup or four seamer, and then I like to work from there. I like to show the pitches starting from the same frame of reference, which would be a slider, about middle in, and that's what I do, a lot of that. And I also do like a lot of changeups low and away. Then of course a fastball in is good, but somebody like Logan, you have to be careful with that. But yeah, I really like using Wagner. He's really, really good on lefties. But I just wanted to show you a couple pitch sequences against a good player and how you can get people out. I did fall behind in the count here. We got to a 3-1 count. And again, I was kind of scared to pitch inside of Logan, so wanted to keep that changeup away. Actually, that was a really dangerous pitch. But on this last pitch right here, I throw another that was a changeup away. And the changeup away and fastball away got him out both times. Alright, so here we are doing some pitching practice with Billy Wagner against the Rangers, and we're going to stick with the strike zone cam because a lot of people like to use this. So I also want to show you guys what it looks like with the balls coming in. First, let's show you guys the pitch trajectories for each. Four-seamer pretty much goes straight, doesn't move. The next pitch we'll show you is this two-seamer. This two-seamer comes in at about 94, 95, while his four-seamer can go up to 99. That's the movement on his two-seamer, so it can be utilized, down and away to righties, or even middle in to lefties will get a lot of jam shots. So that's his two-seamer. Next, we're going to show his changeup. Changeup breaks a little bit, so if we start it from the middle, here's what it would do. Breaks down and in a little bit. This is a very good pitch, especially down and in when you set up that fastball. You can also throw it away, low and away when you set up that low fastball. But I like to throw it about medium away or about medium high away. And main reason for that is a lot of players won't expect you to throw that, and when you throw a lot of high fastballs right here and you throw this changeup that kind of breaks down and away a little bit, it'll catch them off guard, and you'll either get them to roll over it, or they'll drop their PCI too low, trying to overcompensate for easy pop-ups like you've seen in the previous clips against Logan. And now the final, his last pitch is the slider, and this is his best pitch. It does have a little bit more downward tilt to it. So if we start in the middle, right here, it's going to break all the way across like that. So it's going to start in the middle and break all the way. So it does go down a little bit. It's got some downward tilt. And this is what I'm talking about when you set up the high fastball. It looks like, it almost looks like it's coming in about right in this area. So if you throw your fastball about right in this area and then you throw your slider about right in here, that's a really good pitch, and it's really going to fool people, and they're not going to expect it. Also, if you like to keep the ball down and you're throwing like, low fastballs or whatnot, and you come in with a down and in slider, that's really effective. You can also try a backdoor slider against the righty. So I've shown you guys all of his pitches. Again, let's further talk about some strategies here. You want to start everything up and away. Comes in super fast, especially if you're playing really good players. Now, if they just can't hit the ball, you want to challenge them right away, even if they're right-handed. Challenge them right away. And then a good put-out pitch against most, casual players is either that slider middle in, or a slider down and in. It's a really good pitch. Right there. It's going to look like a fastball low in the zone, and it just breaks off the table. Now we're going to be facing a lefty here, and it's a little bit different. Against the lefty, you don't have to be as creative because Wagner already has the advantage of being a left-handed pitcher. So what I like to do is mainly stick to two pitches. Fastball in, slider away. You can mix it up a little bit more than that every now and then, but you mainly want to stick to fastball and slider. You don't really need to throw the changeup, although you can. But I like to start off with a fastball in, depending on who I'm playing. If they have quick bat, I'll throw sliders all day until they can hit it. And then you can throw that slider. You can even throw it, just away. It don't have to be down and away. But even if you start it right here, it looks like it's going to be a fastball high and in, which is going to be a very effective pitch. So if you can establish that fastball high and in, and then throw sliders about medium away, it's going to look like it's coming in high, and they're going to swing at it. And then, of course, don't be afraid to challenge them. Just high and in fastballs, high and tight. Those work really well, too. I don't really recommend throwing many changeups. You can every now and then, especially if they're starting to hit the slider. It's really the only time you want to throw the changeup. If you notice they're starting to get on your slider down and away, that's when you want to come in with like a down and in changeup, because they're going to overcompensate, and they're going to swing to the outside of that changeup rather than staying with it, keeping their hands in, and driving that to right field. So if you notice they're hitting your slider down and away, come in with a changeup low and in, and that will throw them off. Otherwise, you don't really need to throw many changeups at all. And that's pretty much going to do it, guys. Billy Wagner, overall, I would say he is the top reliever in the game. Also, I believe he is one of the best conquest rewards. I put him up there with Beltre and Prince Fielder. I gave you guys all my tips. As far as lefties, I don't know if he is the best lefty. I think it's between him and Chapman. You can also throw Chris Sale in there. I think the main thing between Wagner and Chapman is the fact that you can see the ball a little bit easier from Wagner. His release is more fluid. There's nothing funky about it, nothing that throws you off, nothing too deceptive. I feel like he can see the ball out of his hand pretty well, but it does jump on you. Now with Chapman, his release, he releases the ball a little bit out in front of him more, so it feels like the ball jumps on you more. And I know that's one of the reasons he's so effective in real life. Plus you add on the fact he throws so hard. So yeah, I believe Wagner is a top 3 left-handed reliever in the game. I'd say him and Chapman are up there. And then you got Diekman and Chris Sale as well. But anyways, I hope you guys learned something from this review. This is Cardinal Bird 5 signing out. Peace.